But if you happen to have rapid reload or precise aim, Fire Supremacy is better because you're able to dish out more damage. So that's a better pick overall. I'm going to stop you right there, Past Sly. While he is generally correct, there are definite exceptions to this rule and many others made in that video. Now, if you haven't seen that past video, I'll make sure the link is in the description down below. Go check that out. Come back and you'll get a full picture of all of the commander skills in this game, along with my thoughts on the legendary commander skills. So, I'm Sly47. This is Commander Skills 201. Let's start the class. So, we're in game right here. I'm going through each and every tier, similar to last time, but I'm going to do it within game, and I'm going to make editing Sly go back and show all of my old ideas and rules, whereas I'm going to go over here, how I've changed my thoughts, my ideas, and then also go over the legendary commander skills. So let's jump into tier 1. So in tier 1, I really stressed to use Underwater Protection Expert, and in my opinion, I kind of stressed it a little bit too much, as Emergency Response is also a respectful skill of that tier to use, especially on DDs and light cruisers, when you just, the damage deduction that this is going to help with doesn't really change much when you actually put it on those, lower health ships. So to me, Emergency Response is kind of a better pickup there. So if you are in those lighter cruisers, DDs, you might want to think about picking up Emergency Response over Horizontal Protection Expert. For the Legendary Commander skills, we do have Emergency Response Plus, which, since we rethought Underwater Protection Expert above, this pretty much will get picked up over Underwater Protection Expert because of that plus capability. You're literally getting your engine and you're steering back pretty quickly. So I would definitely suggest picking that up if you do have a Legendary Commander with it. Aerobatic Maneuver Plus, this is, of course, just the CV version. So if it's CV, this one's generally better. Just pick that up. And Underwater Protection Expert Plus, I'd say basically that's a guaranteed grab. Just nab it because it will be better than Emergency Response overall. So Underwater Protection Expert, less damage from all torpedoes. That's pretty much a winner. So in that first video, I pretty much have it that if you have sonar or air defense alert, you should pick this over torpedo alert. No, not really. Unless you have particularly good AA that warrants the use of ADA, or if you need an extra sonar, let's say you only have 1 or 2 sonars, then an additional sonar will help. But overall, torpedo alert just is pretty much better in most, if not all cases in this tier. Even if you have, let's say, 2 sonars, but you don't typically use them that much. So as much as this seems like just a dummy, hey, pick this immediately if you have those skills, really it's, do you even need that extra sonar? Will that AA, really, that extra skill usage actually make a difference for your ship line? There's a lot of ships, I'm not going to lie, that you have air defense alert on it. It's not changing much if you just have an extra usage of it. It's not taking down any more planes. So overall, I'd actually say Torpedo Alert's far higher pick on this tier. For Legendary Commander and unique skills, we have Battlefield Support Plus added radar. It is huge. That makes this skill absolutely just a winner when you do have that additional radar on particular ships, especially on like the Des Moines, the Holland line. It's just absolutely deadly. Torpedo Alert Plus, this is basically sonar on at all times, and that will definitely beat over a regular battlefield support skill. So I would definitively use that, unless maybe you're a Z52 or a Minnow. Then maybe there's that tough decision there, but outside of that, definitely I would run Torpedo Alert Plus in that position. Armament Repair Expert Plus, unless you're really a secondary focused ship, you're really not going to notice much on this one. You're just not going to see it. So overall, even then, Torpedo Alert, it would be a better pick over Armament Repair Expert Plus, but that might be up to your discretion. On to tier 3. So I really stressed preheating in that video for DDs and CLs, but actually there's a lot of DDs and CLs that really don't need preheating and would actually benefit far more from high alert. I'd say typically slower DDs, maybe even the Z52, though it is a cap contester, so it's kind of up in the air in my opinion. But I'd be looking more at the Kleber, unless you want to go full meme with preheating, I don't blame you on that one. But the Elbing, the Haragumo, maybe even some other light cruisers like the Minotaur, where you don't necessarily need to get into a position, but more you want to be able to survive once you reach that position far more, and High Alert will do that much better for you. So for me, preheating is not always just this one area that you want to take it. High Alert is also there to help you stay alive just a little bit longer. On the Legendary Commander unique skills, we have Battle Signals that takes over for Artillery Maintenance Expert. This is just straight up an amazing skill, and of course it lasts for a lot longer. So specifically with that commander, you'll also be able to stay within that range, so you have better accuracy and better traverse overall. So I would pick that up far over High Alert. High Alert Plus, this is basically just now the best skill in this group right here. Even if you are in a smaller DD class, in my opinion, you're just able to make sure that you get everything repaired and back up in quicker function than what preheating will give you in the first 40 seconds or so. Now, preheating plus, this is just, of course, the meme. This is you getting into caps specifically or into particular positions. I would probably say preheating plus is generally better than High Alert overall on most ship lines, but there are still ones that you might want to go, do I really need it? Do I? And High Alert might still be a better pick for you. Now, Artillery Maintenance Expert Plus, this is a massive buff on top of an already good buff, so yes, if you're going to take it, take it. It's going to help you overall, and of course if you run other skills later on, you might be able to stay within that maximum health area that it requires. So that's tier 3. So with tier 4, it's actually similar to tier 2, really. The thing is does Air Defense Expert work for your ship, and is it worth it taking over Victorious Charge? Because Victorious Charge is just straight up better. It really is. So to me, Air Defense Expert, unless you really are like the Minnow line, Worcester line, Des Moines line, Goliath line, or Holland line, Victorious Charge is probably almost better for you because your AA isn't that good enough to really take advantage of Air Defense Expert at all. So I would highly suggest taking Victorious Charge over that. Just personally, to me, I look at it and I see a lot of people running Air Defense Expert on ships that you're really not seeing a massive buff from this, and Victorious Charge will help you keep alive a lot longer in game. So let's talk about the Legendary Commander skills that are in this area. Air Defense Expert Plus, same as regular, just make sure you have good AA before taking this, because if it's not going to help out your regular AA, Air Defense Expert Plus ain't going to help anymore. It's just not going to work that way. We do have Sixth Sense in this area, which, yes, knowing you are spotted is big, but knowing how spotted you are is another thing. This is the king of the tier. You should always, 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 always take it if you have it on your Legendary Commander. In my opinion, though, I really wish that all Legendary Commanders just had this, and we had other skills at tier 4. I think I would want that, but yeah, it's one of those skills that it's the king of the tier. It really is. That just grab it instantaneously. Victorious Charge Plus, it's just a better Victorious Charge, and Victorious Charge is already one of the best skills on this area, so Victorious Charge Plus is now really good. But, you know, if you could have multiple in the same tier of legendary skills, Victorious Charge Plus would still be beaten out by Sixth Sense. Now let's actually talk of why this video became a thing, because actually this tier is really highly contested, in my opinion, on so many different places. And of course, in my past video, I really stressed fire supremacy. If you've got precise aim or rapid reload, you should use this over survivalist. And I can tell you, after spending about 3,000 gold recently, my opinion has changed on commander reworks. And one of them I screwed up while I was doing it, which was even better. But let's actually talk about this. So fire supremacy, in my opinion, if you have, let's say, both precise aim and rapid reload on your ship, then yes, fire supremacy is very key and critical because your skills are really bringing out all that damage in that ship. Survivalist will help you stay longer, but of course, if you can kill the enemies before they kill you, probably would be better for you. But if you only have one of these, and you're not particularly needing these, let's say it's just rapid reload ones, and let's say you have 3 of them, or, you know, 3 rapid reload 3s or something like that, you just have a bunch of them, you might actually not need Fire Supremacy, because by about 3-4 minutes in, you probably still have plenty of charges left and or most enemies dead. So overall, to me, Fire Supremacy, while key and critical to certain builds, per se like the Republic, a lot of French ships and such, it's not so critical on, per se, what I worked on, which was the Nevsky, the Kremlin, the Zao, and the Kiev commander that I have that's actually going to go to the Delany. I redid those specifically because Survivalist is really just going to help out more than Fire Supremacy. I started realizing and looking, how many precise aims am I using on the Nevsky? How many precise aims am I using on the Kremlin? How many on the Zao? How many reloads am I really using on the Kiev that I'm going to be working on the Delny? You could say this about the Hindenburg as well, or even the Venezia. They really don't need an additional precise aim. And while an additional rapid reload can be key and critical per se on the Conqueror, I'd actually argue that Survivalist is still better in that position, because staying alive longer might net you more damage than just having one rapid reload session that maybe you fail the launch it right at the right time, or someone else kills the enemy as you're trying to gun them down with it. So overall, I'd actually say Survivalist is more important in many different ship lines and should be rethought of. That, if you have precise aim or if you have rapid reload, maybe you don't actually need that. It's a little asterisk right there. So that's the whole precipice of this video of why I came out with this tier is highly contested between these two, and it's a pretty powerful tier to have, and make sure you want to have a commander up to that tier. But overall, I think Survivalist is far more important than a lot of people give it out to be. Same thing with Daredevil. I gotta kind of retract some words on this one. Daredevil, I kind of basically made it out to be somewhat useless in that video. It's not exactly great. There are some lines that I can make use of it. I think it really needs a commander rework, and I'll talk about while we go over the legendary commander skills. So we do have Survivalist Plus, basically even more health, even more reason not to run Fire Supremacy. Even if a ship has Rapid Reload 2 or something like that, or Rapid Reload 1, I would definitely, Survivalist Plus is just insanely powerful. Fire Supremacy Plus. Now, this is an additional torpedo reload that can be critical on certain ships within the game. If you have a ship line that you're using that with and you want to, yeah, it's there. It's definitely going to be pretty strong, especially with torpedo reload being probably critical to those ships that have it. Anyways, still, even Survivalist might still be even better, but that's I digress from that. Daredevil Plus. This is where Daredevil actually becomes worth it, and in my my opinion, I think that Daredevil Plus really needs to be that up far just a little bit more, and then Daredevil regular needs to be buffed as well to a little bit higher health area, just to give it a little bit more life and a little bit more power within the game to make it more applicable. So you can basically be like, hey, you want to tank more, do more damage, or dodge more. Right now, Daredevil just is not as strong as these other two, in my opinion. So I'd like to see a little bit of a buff there. On to tier 6. So in my past video, yep, another asterisk. Even if you have sonar, or even a lot of sonar, or just a few sonars, I'm not gonna lie, there's very few times I can remember that having a longer duration sonar, or a sonar that comes back a little bit quicker, really changed the game for me and won it for me. Recon surveillance is definitely important on, per se, like a Z-52, where that is the way it spots and stuff. But per se on other ships that happen to have sonar, let's say you're a German battleship, I would really take generalist and or even exploit weakness over this. Recon surveillance, it helps, but I find it's not necessary. It really isn't necessary. So if you have enough sonars, or you just kind of notice, hey, I don't really use the sonars all that much, that's at least what I've definitely found, I'd pick up generalist overall. And of course, if you're in a fire or a flooding ship, exploit weakness is a little bit better. It's more applicable overall. For the legendary commander skills, we do have generalist plus more health and longer protection times. What's not to like? That wins over everything else in this area. Recon and surveillance plus. Once again, you've upgraded a skill that's definitely a little bit more niche than I made it out to be in the past video, so it is definitely now going to be a tougher pick because, of course, now you can spam the crap out of it, and on certain ships, it's going to help. But for me, yeah, I would generally say even Generalist beats out Recon and Surveillance Plus. Exploit Weakness Plus. This is now cream of the crop. This is now a significant amount of damage to a ship, especially on fire starting ships where you tend to be faster firing, faster shooting, and that 2% definitely adds up over time. Or even on a flooding ship and you're shooting them. Yeah, it's Exploit Weakness Plus is definitely a powerful skill, and you should take it over the others. Okay, over halfway through. Let's do this, everyone. Let's keep on going. I know this is a little bit longer than I wanted to, but we're doing it. So we're going through. But Tier 7, Marksman. I kind of want to knock it down a peg because, of course, you have fully prepared. And, of course, if you're running Survivalist, you get almost 50% additional health over the time of healing over your game, and you get it faster. Why not take it? Marksman, it does help, but the problem is a lot of people kind of forget to notice that when you do take Marksman, you have to make sure your guns actually reload at a rate that you can effectively use them. Especially when you're talking about, let's say, the Kremlin, and you're not running the reload mod or anything like that. You really do not have much time. You have to press that button, hit fire, and then make sure you are hitting fire the next time. And sometimes in the franticness of battle, you miss that second salvo within that time, even with Marksman on. Does give you a little bit more leeway, but I'm just generally saying I think that overall fully prepared is sometimes better even when you have a bunch of precise aims on your ship. So I this one's a tough one for me because there are some times where I definitely say this is completely use Marksman on it, it helps, but when you take like ships like the Nevsky or the Zhao, you don't really need Marksman, and being able to heal up faster is far more important. So when you are looking at these two, see exactly, do you want to be tankier over the course of the game, or do you want to be more accurate at certain times and then look at your ship's reload to see exactly how much wiggle room you have? Because if you don't have much wiggle room, you might just fail at actually getting that second salvo or even a third salvo off before it runs off. So overall, I switched a lot of ships over to fully prepared when I did do my commander move over on that. So let's go over the legendary commander skills. We do have Marksman Plus. This really fixes the issue, and now you're getting into insane amounts of time in order to get 2 salvos off with it. Gives you just that nice amount of wiggle room. So definitely Marksman Plus if you have a longer reload ship, it helps. But for a lot of other ships, still fully prepared might still be better. Even let's take the Nevsky. I would still probably take fully prepared on that over Marksman Plus. Precise Aiming Expert, actually a whole nother one on Marksman right over here. This is a beefed up one for the Vermont line. This is just a straight up take. You get 2 additional precise aims, and you get a shorter time period. So basically it's just about 1 salvo. So literally you press it, and you have 10 seconds to fire off your shot to make sure that you are perfectly aimed, and turning auto aim off will definitely assist in that and making your accuracy just hit exactly where you want it to. Fully Prepared Plus, an even better version of a skill that I'm hyping up on because, yeah, I think it's a much better skill overall on many ships than Marksman. So Fully Prepared Plus, highly would suggest it. Dogfighter Specialist Plus, yeah, CVs, this is you. This is, I think even CV mains, tell me in the comments down below if you would agree that even if you have bad fighters, would you still take it? I don't know. We'll let the comments figure that one out. So Tier 8, past rules actually were generally correct. I'd happen to just give Adrenaline Rush an additional kind of asterisk there. I would reevaluate Adrenaline Rush on particularly smokeless DDs or low health cruisers, since Extinguisher isn't really going to save you much health. So Adrenaline Rush would actually probably help you dish a little bit more damage before you die anyways. So maybe Adrenaline Rush is a little bit more appropriate for those particular lines. For the legendary commander skills, we do have Adrenaline Rush Plus. This is now just a clear choice over this because if you don't have smoke and you generally are okay with taking a little bit of damage, Adrenaline Rush Plus just activates a little bit earlier, and that completely works fine. I would love to see regular Adrenaline Rush start at 30% instead of 25%, and AR Plus start at 40%, just kind of give it a little bit more time for you to wiggle with and make it work. That would make it a little bit of an easier choice on this tier. Extinguisher Plus, yeah, pretty much it's just better fire protection. That's pretty darn good. Unless you have Mistweaver, pretty much I would definitely take Extinguisher Plus over Adrenaline Rush. Mistweaver Plus, this just competes with nothing. This just completes with nothing. It's longer smokes, faster recharge. On certain ship lines, it makes it broke. It just makes it broke. So yeah, Mistweaver Plus is absolutely insane. Tier 9, really only asterisk here that I want to adjust is the engine overload skill. There's a lot of ships that happen to have engine overload that really don't use them. Take the French battleships, where engine boost tends to get you in trouble more than helps you. Can do it, but generally you're gonna take Demo Expert, and of course, if you're running CQB Expert, you're running it for a reason. So basically makes this entire area pretty understandable. But let's talk about the legendary commander skills and some unique skills here. We do have Crippling Blow, guaranteed module damage with torps if you hit certain sections of the ships. Yeah, sign me up. That's just absolutely fantastic. Do it especially if you have torps, because of course you can't use it without torps. CQB Expert Plus, this is definitely where you're going to be taking it with the German battleships and battle cruisers. Else, I don't see any reason to run it on most other ships, because Demo Expert is going to be where you're going to be doing most of your damage, so you might as well buff that too. CQB Expert isn't really going to be helping a lot of ships outside of the German battleships or battle cruisers. Engine Overload Plus, really take this only over Demo Expert Plus if you do actually use those engine overloads, which of course, if you are having to use those engine overloads, you're probably not going to be choosing Demo Expert Plus. So pretty given right there. Demolition Expert Plus, even more of a reason to use it. So why not just use it? It's just insane. A unique skill though, Swift as the Wind. It does give you a massive 100% duration to your engine accelerator skill, but unfortunately it doesn't give a skill cooldown time decrease. So to me, it's there. It's there. I would take it for the ships that you'd probably put Jujard on, but overall, that's really a great skill, and I'd much prefer just to have something that brings it back up, like Engine Overload Plus, instead of this. To tier 10, yeah, Master Reloader. I was pretty much right on this line. It's a very simplistic tier. Master Reloader is just basically the king of this one. Compartment Maintenance is next, and Honor Seeker, if you really don't feel like Compartment Maintenance is doing much for you, it's pretty a simple guide. But let's talk about the Legendary Commander skills, because of course these are definitely starting to get powerful and key and critical. First one up, we have Nowhere to Hide, radar duration plus 25%, cooldown minus 50. This is massive, and if you have Swirsky, go up the Holland line. There is no reason not to pick this. It's absolutely insane and absolutely just straight up broken at times. Honor Seeker Plus. So this makes Compartment Maintenance versus Honor Seeker a tougher choice. It really does. If you don't have Rapid Reload, it's between Honor Seeker and Compartment Maintenance. If you even happen to have any form of Rapid Reload on any premiums of this line as well, I actually generally take Master Reloader even over Honor Seeker Plus. So once again, Master Reloader just being overpowered in this tier here. But Compartment Maintenance, you'll have to figure out if you really do feel lucky enough to use Honor Seeker Plus over Compartment Maintenance to stay alive a little longer. But of course, if you have any premiums that you have that of the same tier and they work, and you use them with Master Reloader, that will probably help more than Honor Seeker Plus will ever do overall. Next up, we do have Night Raid, an additional smoke, engine accelerator, torpedo reload. This is just nuts. Just take it. Just take it. Wins all the time for anything. Any skill, any ship line, it helps. Night Raid helps basically everyone that those ships are on, so I would take it. Compartment Maintenance Plus, if I can speak here, I've been doing this a while. Take this over anything else unless, of course, you have Rapid Reload on any of your skills, because Master Reload, even the base one, is still better. Now, we actually have a special skill of Heavy AP Ammo, plus 3% more AP damage and AP bomb damage. Yeah, I actually was going to use a euphemism that I swear. I'm not going to do that, actually. It'd be a little blunt. But yes, take it. You'd be an idiot not to. Torpedo Reload Expert, minus 25% torpedo reload and plus 1 torpedo reload. This will be amazing on Pan-Asian cruisers. Nab it if you can, if you have that legendary commander. It's incredibly powerful. Don't worry about Master Reloader at all. And finally, we have Master Reloader Plus. You've heard all the stuff before, you just take this skill, and this is the exact reason why Felipe is just so strong on friendships. We need more Master Reloader Plus legendary commanders wargaming. Come on, make them. You'll print money. You will just straight up print money. Tier 11, once again, pretty correct, but the legendary commander skills are really starting to get into the weeds, so let's actually talk about them. IFHE plus. Really, the only times I would take IFHE plus over APCS is when I have a Worcester, a Smolensk, a Thunderer, a Zhao, and maybe a few others. APCS is just so far better than IFHE or even IFHE plus. So I would definitely take APCS most of the time unless there's particular ships, and a lot of times the community will answer you, even in World Chat, if you should take it or not on a particular ship, because they're more the exceptions to a rule rather than a part of a rule. So APCS plus, this is the king of the tier. This is straight up, APCS plus will certainly break ships and just do it so well. Highly would suggest it if you can grab it. Dauntless Dive Plus, better carrier bombs. What's not to ask if you're a carrier player? Yeah, it makes sense. You're not really using the other two anyways. Now we do have Hide, Loading, Density, Gun, Propellant, Charge, or Sap Plus. So this is basically usable on any Italian ship other than the Italian battleships, in my opinion. I'd love to know in the comments down below what everyone else's opinions are, but overall I still view APCS as a better usage on Italian battleships. But if you have Sat Plus on the Venezia, on the Italian DD line, you really are going to see some amazing sap damage on certain ships that you wouldn't have previous if you didn't have it. So definitely use that. Yes, APCS could definitely use on something like per se like the Venezia, but the Sat Plus definitely muddles that, and even in my opinion, as much as I love AP Venezia, I think it's got enough pen, and Sat Plus helps you when you have that situation where you have Sap loaded, but you need AP loaded. Now it kind of bridges that area where it's not such a harsh area, and plus you can load Sap a little bit earlier to hit the ballast and superstructure for even more damage. Flying Dutchman. So this for the Dutch cruisers, if it wasn't still bugged, I would suggest it, but it is still, so of course with Dutch cruisers you use APCS. Yeah. Finally, tier 12. No, right? This took a while. But Citadel Strike. On my past rules, I suggested it for certain ships. You know, in reality, I have now learned the religion and cult of Horizontal Protection Expert. It really is clearly the best pick at this tier unless you focus on torpedo damage, but Citadel Strike is more of a meme because Citadels are RNG in this game. I would rarely suggest it outside of the legendary, commanders having Citadel Strike Plus. Maybe then you could argue that, but you'll just get so much more out of Horizontal Protection Expert overall, and yeah, I would just take that. So other than that, the rules generally follow horizontal deck protection, then Giant Hunter, and maybe if you have the Fukushima and you have Yamamoto, you run Citadel Strike Plus. But outside of that, you're going to want to run Horizontal Protection Expert. For the Legendary Commander unique skills, we do have some powerful ones here, of course. Citadel Strike Plus, the meme itself. Yes, once again, it's just harmed by the RNG of Citadels, but it does create some fun moments. Next up, we have Angry Bull. This is on Halsey, and this plus Adrenaline Rush Plus is just a meme. Run it. You better take it. You better take it. If I see a Halsey ever without Angry Bull, I will find you, and I will slap you. Lightly and softly, just make it awkward. Okay, Giant Hunter Plus. This is better torpedo damage. What's not to love? This is great. I will say for certain ships that have pretty good guns and also pretty good torps, this is actually going to be a bit of a toss-up because Horizontal Protection Expert is just that strong at this tier, where Giant Hunter Plus, it does add a bit of damage, but depending on exactly where you get your damage on your game and depending on which ship line, Giant Hunter Plus actually might not actually add that much damage to your games, so Horizontal Protection Expert might actually help you survive a little longer to do more damage with other parts of your ship, or even just more with your torps because you're just alive longer. So yeah. Next up, we have Bulletproof. This is a different take on Horizontal Protection Expert, and I wouldn't say it's an upgrade. It's more of a side grade for the Russian ships. I do believe it is the best pick because, of course, it takes away Horizontal Protection Expert, and really there's no other reason to run it on a Kremlin or anything like that. So yeah, you take Bulletproof. It is, I think, it's just that side grade. It's not exactly great, but it does help in certain ways. Then finally, we have Horizontal Protection Expert Plus, this is just the better skill of clearly the best skill in this area. If you're going up a ship line with this legendary commander in it, you're probably going to pick this up anyways, and you're just going to become insanely tanky. So that's pretty much it. And that is it, a little bit more in-depth on commanders. Really, this entire video came from a lot of discussion on the stream, just kind of going over, hey, what would you choose over this, over that, and why did you exactly do this, including the introduction of the setups in front of a lot of the videos. I've had a lot of people go, hey, why'd you pick this over this? So I thought another video on this, and also a lot of clarifications on some exceptions to those rules would be appropriate in another video. For me, I specifically went back and pretty much redid my Kremlin, my Kiev commander, of course it's going to go up to the Delny, my Nevsky commander to focus more on health, less on AA, because it's AA, it's good, but it doesn't really help it that much. It's not shooting down, it's not going to clear sky ever, so why have DFA when I can maybe kill something and get a little bit more health and stay alive a little longer. I did redo my Zhao commander a little bit more to remove the precise aim because I don't really feel like I ever need that precise aim. Even on the Yoshino, it's already pretty accurate enough. Now, I didn't redo the Vermont commander because it is nice to get that precise aim right back up in there. So, of course, that is still a marksman and fire supremacy ship there. But, of course, maybe someday I'll have Dewey. Maybe. Maybe. Who knows? I'll maybe find that. But I will say, Mogador, I definitely kept the fire supremacy skill on there because kind of the point of those ships, you definitely need to be able to spam it. And I've run out of 3 quickly. It happens. So on certain ships, especially when you have 3 or more, I really maybe don't make these changes, but let me know in the comments down below. Did this video help you at all? Are you going to change up any of your commanders? I know it can be costly when you have high-level commanders to rework these things, but they really can change your game for you, and I'd highly suggest it if you are in kind of that late game and wanting to make a few ships that little bit better. So thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed today's video. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, hit the notification bell, of course, if you want to see whenever a new video or stream goes live. If you want to join up on Discord, watch on any of the major streaming platforms, or help support this channel further, I have a Linktree link in the description down below, which is one link to rule them all. And a last special thank you to all the Patreon members and Super Chatters for all the support. Thank you so much. Hope you all have a great day. Peace.